to mute your microphones until it's your turn on the agenda, and just to keep the background noise down. And I'm happy to report that the networks have picked up our show for one more year. This is season number 140, episode 1. For those that don't realize it, but the Commission of Pharmacy was actually incorporated in 1881 by state legislative act. So we're one of the longest legislated committees in the state of Connecticut. So our first meeting was in 1881. So this is season 140, episode 1. So happy New Year, everyone. Let's get started with a roll call. I'll begin all the way to my left with Commissioner Caffarelli.
Good morning and happy New Year to everyone as well. Commissioner Brian Caffarelli, Commissioner.
Commissioner Linder. Commissioner Linder. I know Commissioner Linder's in the house because I saw her previously. Commissioner Inguante.
Good morning, Mary Inguante, Commissioner.
Angelo DeFazio, Commissioner.
Debbie Chisholm, Commissioner.
We didn't hear you, Heather. Didn't hear you, Heather. I know you're here too, but your lips are moving, but we can't hear you. Is Commissioner Linder here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh yes, hi Commissioner Linder. Just for roll call for attendance, why don't you just identify yourself, please, for the record.
Sure, Kristen Linder, Commissioner.
Okay, very good. Now that we had our technical difficulties of the Zoom age out of the way, let's start with new pharmacy applications. I'm going to ask Commissioner Chisholm and Commissioner Linder to step down in the absence of Commissioner Carberry. Step down and do the application process. Bristol Health Pharmacy. Is Nirva Modi in the house?
Yes, I'm here.
Nirvi, could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Is there any healthcare professional with prescription writing ability that owns this pharmacy?
No.
Is this the corporation? Very good. Will any point of sale system, any computer sit outside the demised prescription department that can access HIPAA sensitive information from a patient?
No.
Okay, very good. Commissioner Chisholm?
Good morning, Nerva. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. Okay, so you are the pharmacy manager?
Yes.
Okay. Have you served as a pharmacy manager before?
Yes, at Walgreens.
Okay, perfect. So just walk us through the plans. Are you familiar with them?
Yes, I am.
Okay, just walk us through. Tell us about what this pharmacy does, where everything is.
Okay, so the name of the pharmacy is going to be Bristol Health Pharmacy, and it's going to be located near the main entrance of the pharmacy. Main entrance of the hospital. I'm sorry. And
Bristol Hospital?
Yes, Bristol Hospital. And so our goal is going to be just filling the employee prescription and patient prescriptions. Okay. And then it's also going to be open to the community as well. The hours are going to be 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay. So can you walk us through the actual plans of the pharmacy, where everything is? Safe, sink?
Okay, so
entrance.
Where the vestibule is, you're going towards, and that would be the front entrance. After that, it would be our the front end of the pharmacy, and then going in, it would be our counter where starting from the left bottom, I guess, it would be our intake window, and then it would be our outtake or register. And then on the side of that, on the top, it would be our consult area. And then as you're going into the pharmacy, the bubbled would be the will call pickup prescriptions. The little square, it would be our countertop where the pharmacist and one more technician computer would be. Also the bubble area, we're thinking that would be either the safe or and then the this little L-shaped area would be our back counter. And
Can I pause you just 1 second? So where you said the safe, are you certain you're putting the safe there, or are you not sure yet?
yes, we are.
Okay, and that's which bubble? What's the number that corresponds to it? So I see in bubbles 9, 11, 10, and 12.
I think it's.
Did you say 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And where was the refrigerator?
That would be number 10.
Okay.
For the record, these architectural plans are great if I'm a construction engineer, but they stink for a commission of pharmacy.
Well,
Yes.
you can't really read.
Right, the numbers are great, and but in the future, and you know, and this is for everyone that's listening, and I'll make this clear going forward. Labeling them on the plan itself makes it a lot easier for not only us, but also for the drug control agents when they come out for an inspection. For the record, I'd also like to say a couple of things, that there's been some issues in the field, especially with some of our virtual inspections, on what the demised prescription department really truly is, and how that also relates with a consultation room or an immunization room. So going forward, I'd like our commissioners, as well as plans that are being submitted, to clearly identify the pharmacy itself that's going to be under the pharmacy license, as well as the prescription department, and whether or not the immunization room, consultation room, concierge room, all the names that are for this extra healthcare room, are they included in the prescription department or not included in the prescription department? Because that's going to be very important going forward on inspections. And for the record, I'd like to state that if you do include it in the prescription department, it's going to have to follow all those rules. Lock doors, where patients can't enter it unless there's a kind of like an incubator area where the pharmacist can enter the room and then let a patient in and lock the doors. Or if it's going to sit outside the prescription department, that door can be open. But then again, you can't have any medication in there. Sharps containers would have to be locked down, et cetera. So it's up to the pharmacy on how they want to handle that. But going forward, we really need clear defined lines and definitions of where we sit with that. Okay, and I thought this was a good opportunity to say that with this particular pharmacy. This is probably all prescription department, it looks like, or most of it. But that's going to be important going forward with the labeling of such. Okay, thank you. Continue, Nirva.
Sure. Do you want us to send you the clearly identified plan for you?
That would help a lot. With and all you really have to do is a little, just the word with an arrow pointing to it. That's all you have to do.
Okay, so I will send you that.
And I would also add outlining the exact prescription area, because here my question was, is the gift shop, is a gift shop a part of the pharmacy? Do you have to go through the gift shop to get into the pharmacy, or is it a completely separate entrance?
You do have to go through the gift shop to go to the pharmacy.
So you definitely want to outline where that separation is from the gift shop. So is there a wall that separates the gift shop and the pharmacy?
There will be like a gate that separates.
Okay. So the gift shop is not part of the pharmacy license, correct, Nirva? My assumption is the Women's Auxiliary is going to run the gift shop, or it's going to have a nonprofit angle to it, correct?
Right.
Okay. So then the pharmacy in itself is from the countertop back, and the front end is the gift shop, a totally different company. So the pharmacy license in this case is just that area, which in essence is the prescription department.
Yes, that's right.
That needs to be all clearly marked on the plans.
There should be a clear division, Nerva, when the pharmacy closes, since the gift shop is not part of the pharmacy. If they decide to open, they cannot in any way access the pharmacy.
Right. And there is, they will not be open once the pharmacy is closed as well. So.
But there's a non-pharmacist that has keys to the gift shop, I'm assuming. Right, so that means someone can access the gift shop. So if that person accesses the gift shop, we need to be certain that they can now not access the pharmacy.
Right, there will be a gate separating both the gift shop and the pharmacy.
Okay, what about going up? Do we have like a drop ceiling that if someone went into the gift shop, they can't now go up through a drop ceiling and get into the pharmacy? So that's
right,
that wall is separate. Okay. Okay. One thing I missed was the sink. I couldn't find it. The print is really small and I zoomed it. So we have our sink, we have a refrigerator.
It will be very at towards the end where it says 8 to 10 or number 4. You see that? Far right.
And Nerva, just to be clear, will the gift shop be selling over-the-counter goods?
No.
Like non-legend drugs? Because you will need a non-legend license for that. Okay, just so you know.
No.
No,
they won't. We will be carrying that. They will not be.
Okay, very good.
Right. And then there's also a tube system that will be across from the safe, if you see it. Number 8, I guess, if you see it. And that would be for the discharge patient.
You said number 8, Nerva? You said there's a tube system that goes to the hospital?
Yes.
I haven't heard a tube system in a long time.
I know. I still have one in one of my stores.
My first hospital job was at Danbury Hospital. We had a tube system and never worked.
Okay, and I'm assuming there's suites on both sides, correct? This is in the hospital. There's on your left and your right. Can you just tell me what's there? Looks like on one end, there's nothing on the other end in that gray shaded area.
So the entrance is on the left, and then there's one all the way to the right.
Okay. I am good with this. Kristen, did you have anything to add? Any commissioners have anything to add? I think you're on mute, Kristen.
As, 102. Oh, am I?
Nope, you're good now. I can hear you.
Okay, I think I'm lagging a little bit. Doors labeled as 102 and 103, are those accessible to employees only, so they are directly into the pharmacy, correct?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, no other questions on my end.
Okay, anyone else have any questions? Any commissioners have any questions?
Hearing none, I will call the next new pharmacy application. Thank you, Nerva.
Thank you.
Is Vishal Desai in the house?
Yes, here.
Good morning, Vishal.
Good morning.
Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes.
For the record, could you state your name?
Vishal Desai.
Could you spell your last name?
Desai.
Is there any computer system point of sale system or other device that can access HIPAA sensitive information, it's going to sit outside of the prescription department?
No.
Is there any healthcare professional licensed in the state of Connecticut that has prescriptive authority, that has ownership in this pharmacy?
No.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Chisholm.
Okay. Okay, Vishal, right? How are you? Good morning.
Good, how are you? Good morning.
Okay. Can you walk us through your plans? Yeah, I was just gonna say, Heather, I think that was not the right one. Good, that's the right one.
Yep.
Vishal,
So
these are the plans, correct?
Correct.
Okay, walk us through.
Yep, the top part is the actual pharmacy area. You see on the top left-hand corner, that's the washroom. Adjacent to that is the sink. Next to that, we'll keep the safe and then the fridge. Next to that is where the counter will be. Everything below that is the front of the store. That's the patient waiting area. On the other side is where we'll keep the computer in the back to process. And there will be a flip door where that candy counter is for people to enter from, employees to enter from the front, so that patients can't enter the prescription area. And there's a basement on the side, but that's not going to be accessible to people walking into the front of the store. There will be the counter there so that they can't walk downstairs. And there's nothing downstairs. It's just like a storage area. And we'll have the employee fridge downstairs and the employee break room.
Is there a way to exit? Is there an exit from downstairs? Can you get out of the building from downstairs?
It's permanently locked. There is a door in the back, but it doesn't open.
When you say it doesn't open, meaning it can't open, or it's locked?
It's permanently locked.
Okay, so it's sealed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It never opens.
Okay, do you plan to store any prescriptions or anything like that in the basement?
No.
Okay, so you're not going to license the basement, just the upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. So that means no files, no prescription files in the basement?
No, everything will stay upstairs.
Okay, can you kind of explain what is to your right and your left?
In the front or in the pharmacy?
Yep. Is this, I can't remember if this was just standalone.
It's just empty shelves right now that we're just going to put over the counter stuff in the front. And in the back, those are just, it's relatively small retail community pharmacy setting.
Okay. Is it in a strip mall? Is it a standalone?
Yeah. It's in a strip mall. To the left of it's at the corner of the strip mall. So there's nothing to the left. It's just like a parking lot on the left-hand side.
Okay.
And then on the right-hand side, there's like a tax preparer.
Okay.
And adjacent to the parking lot is like a Kumon
Okay.
Center. There's a parking lot in the back, but the patients will have to walk around to the front of the store.
Okay, so that doorway is not for patients to enter. That can your employees enter that way?
The employees, yeah, the employees would be able to enter that way from the back. The door that's on the top of by the washroom.
Yep.
But the main entrance is on the bottom of the blueprint.
Okay. So you just want to ensure that all of your walls go all the way up, right? So no one can go from one suite to the next.
Absolutely.
And the back door, all the doors are alarmed, and only a pharmacist can access it, right? So we don't want a tech to be able to access that back door.
Absolutely.
Okay. That looks pretty straightforward after that. Krista, did you have anything to add? Any questions?
No further questions. Looks good.
Okay. Any other commissioners have questions or concerns?
I just one question, Vishal. There's no one above you, right? There's just a roof above you.
Yes.
So
No one above.
are you going to have ceiling tiles in the building? Probably.
I don't believe it's ceiling tires. I believe it's solid.
Oh, okay, great. Because if there is a space between the ceiling and the roof, you should also put some type of motion in there. Unfortunately, pharmacies, the majority of them are broken in through the rooftops these days. So just in case, for security purposes, I would make that recommendation.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you, Commissioner.
Any other commissioners? Hearing no other questions, let's call out the next contestant to our Zoom show. Advantage Health Pharmacy, as Alex May in the house. Whoa, now this is highlight. Lovely. Is Alex May here? Alex May, going once. Going twice. Alex? I can't say they got stuck in traffic like I used to. It's a Zoom meeting. All right, what we're gonna do is
I'm back.
With Alex, we'll come back. So Deb and Commissioner Linder, Commissioner Chisholm, I think what we'll do is we'll take motions and votes on each section, new pharmacy, and then we'll do the pharmacy relocations and then the pharmacy remodels. We'll do that so that people can get back to work so they don't get fired by their appropriate supervisor. So let's do a vote. Let's take a vote on the new pharmacy applications. On Bristol Health Pharmacy LLC, Brewster Road in Bristol, Connecticut. What is your pleasure? Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve Bristol Health Pharmacy LLC as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. In the matter of Hamden Pharmacy, Inc., 2348 Whitney Avenue, Hamden, Connecticut. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Hamden Pharmacy, Inc. as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Advantage Health Pharmacy LLC, if they do enter our Zoom world before the end of the meeting, I will take it at the end of the meeting. But as of right now, we'll postpone that till the next meeting. Okay, let's moving on to pharmacy relocations. HHC Community Pharmacy, Hartford Hospital. Is Brianne Nichols in the house?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you? It is Brianne, right?
It is. Thank you.
Okay, good. Because on the screen it says Brianne, and I wasn't sure where the spelling error took place. So, good morning, Brianne. Could you please raise your right hand, Brianne?
Sure.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And for the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Sure. Brianne Nichols, last name spelled Nichols.
Will there be any computer system, point of sale system, or other device that can access HIPAA sensitive information that's going to sit outside the demised prescription department in the new relocation?
No, there will not.
Okay, very good. And then for the relocation, it's because it's already been done, I don't have to speak about physician ownership. So let's move on. Commissioner Chisholm.
Good morning, Brianne. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so let's walk through this pharmacy. Walk us through.
Sure. So the pharmacy is kind of laid out sideways since the paper's laid out like this, but we can still do it. So if you look on the bottom left-hand side, you're going to see a door. That door is actually only accessible to pharmacy personnel. It's locked and badged access. If you run along that wall diagonally, that it's a thicker line there. That's actually where the entrance to the waiting area is going to be. So if you walk in that door, to the left, there's a seating area for the waiting area. To the right is our main counter area. So this is the main line where behind that where the pharmacy personnel will be. If you keep going straight across, there's another door you see. That's our consult room. That door is locked and inaccessible to the public, that main one right there. If you go around the corner to the other door, that is accessible only by the pharmacy personnel coming from the back. Then along that wall on the top, you're going to see there's some storage areas and there's two larger rectangles in the middle. I think they're labeled REF. Those are our two refrigerators. There's 3 more sections of countertop. And then to the right, you'll see one along that last wall there that says C2 safes. That's going to be our C2 safe.
Okay. I see it. Got it.
Yep. So if you go back to the front, I'll just relocate us to the lobby area again. So you see our main counter. Behind that, there's going to be order entry and some areas for more will call is there. And you see that labeled on the print. And then behind that is computers for staff, more area for prescription holding. And then on the actual countertop is computers and fax machines. If you go back, again, you're going to see another area, and those are prescription processing areas, so fill stations. So there's technically going to be four aisles where techs and pharmacists would line up to fill prescriptions. Behind that, you're going to see there's 2 labeled Script Pro. We're only getting 1 Script Pro right now. There's just enough room in case we ever needed a second to fit it in. And then behind that unlabeled box is an office. If you go along towards the bottom of the screen from the office space, you're going to see the hazardous storage room. That's for hazardous meds. So it will have the negative pressure just to be compliant with USP 800, even though we're not having any, we don't have any like liquid. We just have tablet and capsule hazardous meds. If you go down.
Brian, can I pause you for a second? Are you going to do any compounding, any hazardous compounding?
No.
Okay.
We don't do any sort of compounding. So if you go down from that hazardous med room, that's just a little area where there's a couple computers. So kind of like an office / administrative area. To the left of that, that's where all of our medications will be stored, all that shelving area. So I'll bring you back up to the office area, the blank rectangle on the right-hand side. So if you go around that area, this is going to be our packaging area. We ship out a lot of medications. So you'll see 2 chairs in there with computers. So those are the computer areas. You'll see 2 boxes that are, one's on the side of the office and the other one is adjacent to that across the hall or across the space there. Those are 2 freezers. Those are not for medication storage. Those are for our shipping cold chain, so our freezer packs. And then that big area behind the 2 chairs, that's where all the, that's the storage area and the countertop for the techs to put our packaging and actually put the medications into proper packaging. And then if you go across the way there, there's the conference room, which that's labeled, that says conference room, even though it's really small there. If you go up from the conference room on our page, that's a break room for employees. And if you go to the right side of that, that's an area, it's like for storage for pallets. That pallet parking that's labeled there is for our cold chain coolers that come in. And then that back door is only accessible to pharmacists with a key. The suite, if you see, there is a suite to the, it's in between. There's the staircase and there's a little rectangle that says Starbucks on the top left side of the screen. So that's a entirely different suite. There's walls all around it. There's no doors to get in from Starbucks or the pharmacy. Okay. And the pharmacy is an enclosed area. So if you go to that back door where I was talking about earlier, like around where that pallet parking is, that's a hallway in the back. So that's there's no other suites, and then that leads out to a dock area and the back of the building. And then there's everything else around the front of the store is just the lobby of the building we're in, which is a medical office building.
Okay. So just, can I just go back to that freezer for your shipping? So you want to make sure to label that no drugs for that freezer?
I'm sorry?
So you want to label that freezer that there not going to be any drugs, so not for drug storage?
Okay, yep.
So are you also, so I'm assuming if you have shipping, you also do refrigerated packs as well for
Correct.
the winter?
Yep.
Okay, so where are you going to store that?
They go in one of the refrigerators that is up.
Because you have two, the ones next to the safe?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. That was pretty comprehensive.
But both
that was great.
Both of the refrigerators are temp monitored.
Brianne, the shipping of product, those are patient-specific prescriptions?
Correct.
Okay. I didn't have any additional questions or concerns. Kristen?
No further questions.
Commissioners?
I'm just curious, is this like the old Friendly's location, or is this the old Eyeglass location, or which one?
It's the old Friendly's location. And
That's what I thought by the shape of it. I says, I had breakfast in this place lots of times.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
funny
what I thought
that
by the shape.
Yeah, they come into our suite now and they blame us for Friendly's leaving, but that's not the case.
That's not the case. They did it on their own, trust me.
Yeah.
Service was terrible.
It's been empty for quite some time, so.
Very, very, very good. I just wanted to be clear on the location because I recognize that shape. This is, I know what this is.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Any other questions from the commissioners? Hearing none, we will now move on to Arrow Prescription Center number 15. Is Jill St. Germain in the house?
Yes. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Good morning, Jill. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just for the record, I will be administratively swearing Jill in and listening and having questions, but I will not partake in the vote. I will recuse myself from the vote, though I will administratively call for the vote, just for the record. Jill, could you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so I hope you got it.
I do.
Will there be any computer, point of sale system, or other device that can access patient HIPAA sensitive information that's going to sit outside the demise department?
No.
Is there any licensed Connecticut healthcare professional that has prescriptive authority in the state of Connecticut have any ownership at all in this?
No.
Continue. Commissioner Chisholm, Commissioner Linder.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay. So you've had several people in front of you.
Yes.
So you know the drill.
Yes.
Walk us through.
Okay. So if we could start at the bottom of the page there with the double doors, that's where patients and employees have access to enter. That's the over-the-counter area there with the service counter with the registers. There's a low wall with a door that's employees have access in and out of, which will be kept locked. And then there is the immunization counseling area, which patients have access to that door in the front. And then there's a second door in that immunization room that will be kept locked because it enters the pharmacy. In that immunization room, there's going to be no drug storage. We're just going to have a cabinet with a sink, and the cabinet will be locked and it will contain Sharps container to administer immunizations. That main RX with the shelving right there, that is the prescription counter. So that's about 10 feet of pharmacist workspace. Behind that is the RX shelving, so that's where all the drugs will be stored. To the right of that is an additional sink, workspace, counter space with the drug narcotic safe and a drug refrigerator. If you make your way to the back, there is an office there, and then an electrical closet, a storage room, which will have a lock on it as well. And then a restroom with a employee lounge area with an additional refrigerator for food for employees and a sink. And then there is one back door entrance for employees only that will be kept at all, locked at all times. And that's primarily where we'll be getting our drug deliveries. Okay. To the right of this space, so this is a building with 4 rental units in it. To the to the right of the space is a coding school for children, and to the left is a stairway. To the left of that is a hair salon. Let's see, what else? We will have security on the doors, emergency under the counter alarms, and motion detectors, because we do have a drop ceiling that spans the whole space. So just in case, there are offices upstairs, so that will, you know, protect us and alarm us if anything gets affected from the drop ceiling.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm familiar with this building. I actually don't live too far from there.
Really?
Okay, straightforward.
10% employee discount. 10% employee discount.
All right, can I get that? I pass there on the way to the highway every day.
We'll stop in anytime.
I will. Any questions? Anything you want to add, Kristen?
Commissioner Linder? Lag.
She might be on mute.
We'll move on.
Okay. Any other commissioners have any questions or anything to add?
About that,
No,
I just
looks
lost
good.
internet.
Oh, there you go.
Questions.
All right, we heard you now. Thank you, Kristen.
Okay, thanks. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, thank you, Jill.
Okay.
So Advantage Health Pharmacy, I think everyone saw the chat. I guess they're back in the house. I'm going to add them at the end of pharmacy remodels, and hopefully by then their screen is up and they can communicate. But I'm going to end them at the end of pharmacy remodels. So we'll take a vote on pharmacy relocations. Commissioner Linder, I believe that you did want to recuse yourself on the Hartford Hospital Community Pharmacy. Is that correct?
That's correct. Thank you.
Okay, just for the record, Commissioner Linder will not participate in the vote as she is recusing herself from the Hartford Hospital Community Pharmacy relocation. And do I hear a motion to approve the relocation of HHC Community Pharmacy, 85 Seymour Street, Suite 117 to Suite 105?
Motion to approve Hartford Healthcare Community Pharmacy as presented.
Do I hear a second?
I second that.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. In terms of Arrow Prescription Center number 15, as I stated before, I will be recusing myself from the vote, but I will administer the vote. Arrow Prescription Center number 15, 263 Farmington Avenue to 1051 Farmington Avenue. What is your pleasure?
Motion to approve Arrow Prescription Center Pharmacy number 15 as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, moving on to pharmacy remodels. Nutmeg Pharmacy, 33 Main Street, Centerbrook, Connecticut. And who might be in the house for this one? Centerbrook Pharmacy, Centerbrook, Connecticut, Nutmeg Pharmacy. Would somebody like to volunteer on behalf of Nutmeg Pharmacy? Okay, hearing none, we'll put them at the bottom in case Nutmeg shows up again. Heather, is your mic working yet? Okay, not hearing Heather. I just wondered who the participants were for Nutmeg Pharmacy, because it's not,
Yeah.
I don't know who the participants was. I think that's McKenna, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right? I can't remember. Okay, moving on to Brookfield Medical Surgical Supply, 60 Old New Milford Road, Suite 1B. I know they're in the house. Who's in the house?
Hi.
Hi, how are you? And just for the record, please state your names and spell your last name for the record, please. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Melissa McFarland, McFarland.
And who's your counterpart?
James Cangelosi, Cangelosi.
Okay, let's get to the remodel. Commissioner Chisholm and Commissioner Linder.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
How are you? Good.
Good. Okay. Can you walk us through this remodel?
Still has
It
the
still
nutmeg
has the
up.
nutmeg up.
Oh, yeah, you got to switch it.
If you go to the very far left with the floor plan, you walk into the outside where it says the office is the entrance into the facility. And then through the office, there's a changing room. And then towards the back, up onto the diagram is our prep area that has a sink. And then further back is where we have our drug quarantine room. And then to the left is the clean room, which you enter through the back of the back door that goes into the ISO ante room 8, and then the buffer room. And then there's a refrigerator that's in the back also, right near the ante room. And then a safe is in the drug quarantine room for the product that's in quarantine. And to go back to the front of the location, off of the office is our drug dispensing area that has our finished products and a safe, and then a stock room.
Okay, so you are going to do compounding?
Yeah, we're 503B compounding.
This is a 503B pharmacy, Deb. That'll
Okay.
Whatever we approve today will obviously have to be contingent on 7 approval. So
yeah,
record. The middle drawing and the drawing to the right really don't pertain to us. That'll pertain more.
Yeah, that has our HVAC system, and that where the HEPA filters will be placed.
Was there a refrigerator here? I'm sorry if I didn't hear.
Refrigerator, I just realized that they didn't, the person didn't put it on the floor plan. It's at the, it's kept in the back, right near the ISO 8, and like along that back wall where it says stainless steel benches. That whole line is not stainless steel. There's a refrigerator at the end.
Okay, if you could mark that somehow, even with a pencil, and just get it to Heather for the record for the agents.
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
And then each of the areas where there's the safes are glass break and motion sensors and alarms.
Okay. So I did look up this building. And so this one, you have something on top, right? You have suites on top.
It's the other, it's James's Cangelosi's other office suites are right above us.
Got it.
Which are also
and
alarmed.
then right next to us is a storage area for one of the doctor's offices in the building. And then there's a hallway, and then the outside is on the either side of us.
Okay, and you guys have, did we reach out for 797? So do we know who the agent is that's assigned to this?
Yes, I've spoken to Zoe.
Okay. Okay. Anything you wanted to add, Kristen?
I don't have any further questions.
Okay. Any other commissioner?
Okay, hearing none, we'll go to the approval process on the pharmacy remodels while we try to work out Advantage Healthcare. In terms of Nutmeg Pharmacy, 33 Main Street, are you in the house? Nutmeg Pharmacy? Okay, we're going to table that to the next meeting. Moving on to Brookfield Medical Surgical Supply, Brookfield, Connecticut. What is your pleasure?
Motion to approve Brookfield Medical Surgical Supply, contingent on 797 approval.
Do I hear a second on the motion?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Very good. All right, let's try to go back to Advantage Health Pharmacy. Is Alex May in the house?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there's an echo. There's an echo. There's an echo. There's an echo.
Sorry about that, but is it better now?
Yes, I believe so.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Alex, could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
My name is Alex May. Last name is M-A-Y, like the month.
Like the month, very good. Is there any computer system, point of sale system, or other device that can access HIPAA sensitive information that's going to sit outside the demised prescription department?
No, sir.
Is there any licensed Connecticut healthcare professional that has prescriptive authority in the state of Connecticut that has ownership in the pharmacy?
No, sir.
Okay, continue, Commissioner Chisholm and Commissioner Linder, with this beautiful, rainbow, colorful, well-designed and designed. Continue.
Good morning, Alex. How are you?
Good, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Okay, so can you walk us through this pharmacy?
Sure, I have let the owner, Rob, to do it for me.
How you doing? My name is Robert Lewin, the owner.
No, you are not allowed to go through it. Only the manager can.
Has to be the manager.
Has to be the manager. You're not going to be the manager. The manager has to.
Okay, can he tell me, then I can tell you to you guys?
Say it again, please.
Is it okay for him to tell me, and then I just tell you guys?
That is not okay. If you're not prepared, we will table you for the next meeting.
Sure. Okay, I'll try my best. I have the floor plan right here in front of me.
Alex, have you been a pharmacy manager in the past?
No, this is my first time in my whole career.
Okay, I think I would suggest that you get familiar with the plans and we table this for the next meeting. And you were also late to the meeting, and I believe that it's important for you to become very familiar where you're going to be the person in charge and, more importantly, responsible.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, sir.
Okay, so we will table this to the next meeting. Okay, let's move on to legal matters. Is Attorney Lila McKinley in the house? Is our Esquire available?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Esquire. Oh, wow. Look at you.
Hi. Everyone always asks me that. So this is an older home. So I think at one time it used to be like an outside porch, and they finished it. So rest assured it's fully heated. I am warm. I'm not sitting in the snow. But yeah, I had moved to my office because my office mate, who also works from home upstairs, is very loud, and I needed some, quiet space. It's right next to my bedroom, so the commute is much shorter. It's great.
Yes, that's for sure. Well, welcome aboard.
Yep.
Welcome aboard. Let's get right to it on case number 2019-1213, and I believe that's the year 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
That is
21, so that's quite a while. What can you tell us about this case?
Sure. So the licensee is a pharmacy manager and was cited for several compliance violations during an inspection. Those violations include things like pharmacy techs were not wearing name tags, failure to appropriately document pharmacy tech training, not working within the appropriate ratio of pharmacists to pharmacy techs, and just a general overall failure to keep the pharmacy clean and orderly and sanitary. This licensee has had another agreement back in 2018, so similar issues. I will go through the proposed resolution. I will add that drug control agents have approved of the proposed resolution. The step-down commissioner here was the attorney Brian Caffarelli. The proposed settlement includes a civil penalty of $2,500, a 2-year probationary term, and within the probationary term, the conditions there are if this individual commits any similar compliance violations during that 2-year probationary term, the individual must step down as a pharmacy manager. There will also be a letter of reprimand issued, and we are asking that this individual complete the Connecticut Pharmacist Association's Law and Quality Assurance CLE as well. So that is the gist. If anyone has any questions, let me know.
Commissioners, any questions? Well, I'm just happy that there's a mechanism for a further reprimand, I'll call it, that can be triggered during the period, and it doesn't have to wait for a complete another inspection and breakdown of that. So I applaud the department and the agents for putting that mechanism in place. I think that's really important in this case, since there is a prior offense, let's call it. Okay, hearing no other questions, I will take a motion to approve Attorney Lila McKinley's presentation. Do I hear a motion?
Move to accept.
I will second it. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Very
I'm
good.
abstaining. I stepped down, so I'm abstaining.
yeah.
Good Chairman.
All right. So for the record, Commissioner Caffarelli did step down on this. Lila, do you have anything else for us, Attorney?
I don't. It was great to see everybody. I hope to see everybody again soon.
Well, I have a message for you. Could you please tell Attorney Ando that we love having you on and that his job is in jeopardy now. Thank you very much.
Will do. Will do. All right.
Have a great day, Attorney.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to miscellaneous matters. We are honored to have Director Rod Marriott in the house. Director Marriott.
Morning. That was pretty harsh for Ando. I'm a little worried. And I will make sure that he knows that he has my support.
First of all, Director Marriott, I have to comment on the, being a big hockey fan, I have to comment on the NHL playoff beard. Very nice. I haven't.
Yeah, this is the playoff beard. Yeah, I'm growing the beard until we have herd immunity. So
then
let me know when that is, because no one seems to really be able to tell me yet. But
well, in that case, you may be the cover of a ZZ Top album soon.
You know what? It could get cut off in my sleep for all I know. But anyway, I thank you for noticing.
So Director Marriott will update us on the yearly proposed new regulations and statutes. I think it's important for me to make it very clear that this is really informational purposes. It's not to be bantered about, because there is a public comment period, obviously, for all regulations and statutes. And if there's any issues, that's the time to bring up any issues you may have on what Director Marriott is about to let us know. Director Marriott, the floor is yours.
You. So yeah, so we during the pandemic, one of the many things that we worked on were the shared pharmacy services regulations, somewhat codifying some of the guidance documents we put out, allowing for technology to better serve our pharmacies and our patients across the state, while ensuring, obviously, safety for the patient in the best possible way. And this had been something that I think has been on my mind since I started as director, and there were a lot of interested parties in this. And so we were able to manage to go through this, what I feel is a pretty comprehensive document, using the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy Model Act and examples from other states, and making sure that it aligns with current statutes and regulations in our state. And so I shared this document with the commission recently, but it will go into the regs process very soon. If you have comments, you're welcome to send them my way. And the regs process, we hope to activate as quickly as possible. I need to get more approvals from the governor's office and the Office of Policy and Management, and then it goes into the regulation portal. There will be a comment period, an open comment period that Angelo referred to earlier, and that's 30 days long, and we'll have to respond to those comments. And then it goes to the Attorney General for certification, and that's they have 30 days to certify it. And then it goes to the Regulation Review Committee, at which point they will hear it. They will talk about it further there. They may make some minor changes after the Legislative Commissioner's Office reviews it. And then it will be published, and the rules will be active. The other thing it does too, just because I didn't clarify this earlier, it does central fill pharmacy as well as kind of shared pharmacy services. So like basically like remote data entry and remote verification processes.
Very good. And now continuing on, Director Marriott will brief us on a transcript received from former pharmacist Carl Mancini's attorney. Director Marriott.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the Drug Control Division investigated this incident and participated in the prosecution of Mr. Mancini at the federal level. And as part of the sentence for the diversion of controlled substances from a pharmacy in our state, Mr. Mancini was directed by the U.S. Attorney, or I'm sorry, the U.S. District Court Judge Michael Shea to send the transcript to the department and told some specific things that the attorney summarized with the cover letter very succinctly, and I wanted to just share that with the commission. And this is the basically directly quoted from the cover letter, but Judge Shea said that Mr. Mancini must not reinstate his pharmacist license, and he may not secure any future employment with any pharmacy, nor may he hold any position in which he is exposed on a regular basis to drugs or medicines, including but not limited to any position in the medical or pharmaceutical field. And those specific orders are reflected in the transcript of the case. And so I thought it was prudent to bring this forward to the commission to put this on the record because it was the judge's order and it was important that you all hear this. These cases, I will tell you, are very challenging for the Drug Control Division on a personal level. And it is just one of the many things that my dedicated, hardworking staff do on a regular basis. And I have to tell you that we don't leave these cases satisfied often. It does take a toll on the agents that are investigating because it is very disconcerting when things like this happen. And I just wanted to make sure that the commission heard that. And hopefully, this penalty will provide something for the record for the future should something change.
We appreciate that, Director Marriott, and we appreciate all the agents and both on the state, federal level that brought this to fruition. So thank you very much for putting that on the record. We appreciate that. Anything else, Director Marriott?
That is all for today.
Just a little trim on the beard. There you go, buddy. Very good. Thank you so much for filling us in this morning. Thank you, Rod.
Have a great day, everybody. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Now, Commissioner Nguante, to the request for non-resident pharmacy approvals. The floor is yours, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chairman. I think everyone has seen a copy of my report. As you know, we didn't meet last month, so typically we have usually some more than usual a number of requests. This time it really wasn't that huge. But if you had a chance to look at the report, again, about 7 denials, mostly pretty standard issue things. Any of the infusion, sterile compounding request must provide us with proof of a 797 inspection. We had one pharmacy where they indicated that they did have physician ownership. So again, that affidavit we request to confirm that the physician owner will not be prescribing for the residents of Connecticut. And then we also had one that was a call center. So in any of those pharmacies that are call centers, and that is the Humana pharmacy located in Tampa, really we don't need a pharmacy license. We need the pharmacist to become licensed in Connecticut. So all of the standards we hold the out-of-state pharmacies to are the exact same ones that we hold our own in-state pharmacies to. And that concludes my report for this time. I'll take any questions that you may have.
No question, but just a comment, Commissioner Guante. That situation that you just described in Tampa at Humana Pharmacy, that may become a bigger issue going forward, especially with some of the regulations that may pass concerning off-site work on the prescription now. That's going to be a regulation in our state. So we're going to have to be diligent about making sure that those pharmacists are licensed in our state to do that prescription processing and have the prescription processing ability to work in these call centers that are off-site now. So
you raise a great point, Chairman. And the issue right now is the way our application is constructed, which it's been, modified. Heather and Rod, they do a great job keeping it contemporary with what the practice is. However, once that change comes, we may need to do another little modification to the application, because right now it's kind of, it takes a lot of detective work to determine that this is what exactly is the practice. So I think that might be, kind of a collateral modification that'll happen with the changes in the regs, is that we're going to have to update the application one more time.
Sounds good. Any other questions for Commissioner Guante? Okay, hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the non-resident pharmacy. I will make the motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. I'm sure everyone had a chance to look at the pharmacy meetings. Is there any omissions or corrections that are needed? Hearing none, I will accept the motion to accept the commission minutes from November 18, 2020. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, meeting minutes passes, and I will accept a motion for adjournment. Do I hear one?
Move to adjourn.
Second. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You beat me to it. I know you have a meeting soon, Squire. We'll put down Commissioner Caffarelli as the official second. All in favor, say aye.
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 So passes. Everyone, thank you very much. A little bumpy road there with technology, but we made it through. Looking forward to seeing everyone in person, and please be safe and enjoy your families.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman, have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.